up, and she kind of does her own makeup. She picked her own microphone. Really, I'm not sure if you can hear what she's saying right now, but we've told her to keep her language blue, and she's not sure what that means, if her words are fuchsia or if they're turquoise. So those are both fine. You can use purple and turquoise and orange words too, even. Those words are A-okay. I'm not even sure what those words are, but yeah, no, you're good. So in this series, we're going to be telling awkward bedtime stories. Very awkward stories. So, which one? Okay. So Gigi said, as our first story, we should tell you about the first time I was called a tour guide. And it was long before I ever guided a tour. And that morning, we got up very early in the morning, a friend and I, and got our gear together because we had decided to hike the Flatiron Mountains in Arizona, up the front of the Superstition Mountains. And to do that trail, you have to get up early in the morning. Trail might be about 3 miles long, but it's straight up the Superstition Mountains to the top. It's about a 4,000-foot height difference from the bottom to the top. You're not supposed to be out there at night. So my friend spent a couple of hours going through every possible gear a human being could ever need and beyond. And I said, sir, we're only going on a hike for a few hours. And he still goes through everything. So by the time we get out there, it's going on midday. As we get out there, you know where everybody else is? Coming back on the trail. We're the ones going up. Now, it should only take a couple hours to get to the top. We started midday. We made it to the top about an hour before sunset. And then my friend starts wandering everywhere, and I'm trying to get them back over where I'm at because I'm watching everybody else that came up behind us turn right around and head right back down. But it's almost sunset. The shadows are very long when I finally get my friend back to the top of the descent. And he's oblivious to the fact that we have a limited amount of time to get down almost 4,000 feet before the light's gone. We got about a third of the way down when the sun set and the sky went dark. And it didn't just go dark, it went pitch black. Because we're on the back end of the mountain. The sun went down on the opposite end, and the moon isn't out. So there's no major light in the sky. And this is out in the desert, so there's no lights from the city close enough to throw light on the ground for you to see with. So at this point, I'm breathing, and I'm trying to figure out what to do, and my friend opens the giant backpack and pulls out a headlamp and gives it to me and says, well, you're the guide. You get in the front, you get us down. Problem solved. Checklist done. I've never done this trail before. I've only come up it, and I noticed on the way up there's all these points where people go off random directions to take a photo just before a sheer drop-off. I have to hope that on my way down I don't stumble onto one of those and end up at a steep drop-off. Now that headlamp, you're right. You're completely right, Gigi. That headlamp, while it was light, it was mostly just to make you feel better that there was some kind of light. But from the top of your head to the toes of your feet, you had about 1 to 2 feet beyond that, which isn't enough to strategically plan or to see the route you're going. You can't see 10 yards or 20 yards or 30 yards or, oh my gosh, I better retrace my steps yards. So I guide us down the side of the mountain, and the whole time, trying not to lose it every time I have to sit down and scooch down rocks, hoping I'm not going down one of those sheer drop-offs, that I'm still on the path I should be on a mountain we're not supposed to be on after dark, that we're on after dark, because It's awkward. Reaches a point, it's around 11 o'clock at night, and I've reached a point so steep that not only am I sitting down, but the rock wall is up against my back, and it's more steep than that. And I can't feel, other than it is still angled where my feet are, just as sharp as where my back is. And I'm at a point where I can't see anything with that headlamp, even if I take it off my head and I use my hand with it, I can't see where the drop-off stops or how big it is. And at that point, I'm almost paralyzed, and my friend goes, "Oh, hold on. I have something that might be useful. One of those sticks I can feel with in the distance, a yardstick, something." He opens the backpack and pulls out a second headlamp. A headlamp he's had the entire time, and it's brighter than the one I've been using. When I turn this on, I can see we're already down to the bowling alley, which is the sheer-sided. If you're seeing my hand, it is just like that, sheer-sided. We're at the top of the bowling alley, so it's just scooching down to the bottom of the bowling alley, and then we're basically at the bottom, and it's just walking down the path back to the vehicle. But it was the first time I was ever called a tour guide. And man, that was awkward. Good? Good.